And now for the last problem. This one's kind of hard. So the solid figure shown has 6 faces that are squares. I'm going to label them. It's this face, this face down here, and this face. But these are the 2 unique ones. Okay, so those things are both squares, and then you also have 8 equilateral. I should probably use a different color. We also have 8 equilateral triangles here. And so each of the 24 edges has length 2, and the volume of the solid can be expressed in cubic centimeters. So in general, when you're trying to calculate the volume of a complicated figure, you want to break it down into component parts. And so one of the things that I would say that I would break it down, I assume there's probably other ways to break it down, but the way I would break it down is I would draw on this line, draw on this line, draw on that line. It's going to be kind of hard to draw. And I would find the area of this red box. Oh, let's see if I can draw this. This red box that I'm highlighting here, we can try and find the area of the volume of this. And so now how would we do this? Well, this is actually a rectangular prism. Basically just a box. And so we know all the values. So we know, I'm going to redraw. So our rectangular prism here is like this. And so what are these lengths? Well, we can find them. Well, we know that all of the, I guess this is a good idea, draws like blown up versions of one specific part that you're thinking about in a 3D diagram. It's very helpful. So we know that each of the 24 edges has length 2 centimeters, and all of these are edges of the solid figure, and so those have length 2. And now what about the height? Well, this value, this length, is just this diagonal. And then we know that these are 2, and that means that this thing is 2 root 2, because like Pythagorean theorem, 45, 45, 90 triangles, tons of reasons. So that means that the volume of this red prism is 2 times 2 times 2 root 2, which equals 8 times root 2. And so yeah, that's the first part. We've found the volume of one of the sections. And so now, after we've done that, we're left with 4 triangular prisms off on the sides. And each of these triangular prisms looks a rectangular prism, sorry. Each of them kind of looks like it's this thing on the side. I'm going to try and draw this. It might not work. Each of them look like this. We've got 4 of these hanging off the side, and we know that this length is 2, this length is 2, this length is 2, this is 2 root 2, 2, 2, 2. So we have 4 of these triangular prisms off on the side. And so now we just have to find the volume of this. Well, we're trying to find, we know the base actually. So the volume of the pyramid, I guess, the volume of the pyramid is equal to the base times the height over 3. Oh yeah, for triangular prisms, memorize this, the volume is base times height over 3. And we know the base is 2 times 2 root 2. So this is equal to 4 root 2 times h over 3. So we're just left to find this height, which is h. And so how do we find h? Well, this is going to start getting a bit tad complicated. we can use the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. And so let's find the lengths of this pink triangle. And I'm not like drawing all of these diagrams specifically to demonstrate. This is how I like did it. You need to draw as many diagrams as possible. Don't clutter up your main diagram. So what is this length of this diagonal over here? Well, that's part of this. It's part of this equilateral triangle with side length 2. And the height is going to be, this is the length 1, so this is root 3. So that means that the hypotenuse of our pink triangle is root 3. We also know that this base is h. Yeah. And then we need to find this length here, but this length is just half of this length because like this is emanating from the center. So this is root 2. And then that means that h equals 1. So the volume of each of the pyramids is 4 root 2 over 3. And so now we're just left to find the total volume. The total volume is the volume of our box, which is 8 root 2, plus 4 times each of our triangular prisms, each of our rectangular prisms, which each have volume 4 root 2 over 3. And then this becomes 24 root 2 plus 16 root 2, which equals 40 root 2 over 3. And this lines up with our answer format. And so we just have to find a plus b plus c, which is 40 plus 2 plus 3, which equals 45. And we are done with this problem.